Welcome and welcome back to the Denise Show, everybody. Welcome and welcome back. As the name of this podcast suggests, I am your host, Denise, and we talk about navigating life. I am a 35-year-old mother of a 6-year-old and a wife of 11 years now, and I am learning how to navigate through life, and I want to bring you guys along. So if you watched my last episode, we kind of have embarked on this Christianity journey, and I'm here for it, and I want to share it with y'all because I find that there is a hunger for this area. The more I look into getting into or back into Christianity, the more I realize that many people are on this journey. And thank you for everybody that reached out to me or sent me a message or told me to keep going, because although Christianity and religion is something that is talked about, you can say, I feel like in the last couple years or maybe in the last decade, New Age thought has kind of taken over, and Christianity has been pegged with a lot of negative press for a lot of reasons. Christians can be very judgmental, and we're not even gonna not talk about that because there's truth to that. However, I think we have to divert our attention to all the positive things about Christianity and why it's been around so long. So as you may or may not know, I was brought up Roman Catholic and kind of deviated from that during my college years to after college years until now. So the last 20 years, basically, I just kind of have been searching through a lot of different modes of thinking, more so like the universe. I can't say that I am done with that thought process, but I can say that I am slowly moving away from that thought process. And I have really told myself for 2024, I'm giving 2024 to God. Like Jesus and God and the Holy Spirit, that's what my 2024 is going to be. Because I've tried different things, and I do still believe I am an amazing human. And I think that all of those things serve me in their time. I want something more. And I think this is what I've been searching for, which is interesting because I already had this. Like I said, I was brought up in religion, but it was more so a fear-based religion, and I don't want to be in a fear-based religion. I want to serve God because he serves all of us all the time, and he always has. Not because I'm going to go to hell, because I don't think I'm going to go to hell. Like, if I continue to put my best foot forward every single day and teach my son how to put his best foot forward, and hopefully also influence my husband and influence other people to do positive things in the name of God, then I feel like I would have succeeded, right? So in this episode, I want to talk about some of the first few steps that you kind of find out or you kind of go through when you're moving into this Christianity kind of lifestyle. Now, it's so funny because I have immersed myself in this in Christianity as a whole. Like, instead of watching vlogs on YouTube, I watch a lot of devotional videos. I watch a lot of Christian creators. I watch how to make Christian content because there are a lot, but there's not a lot talking about the beginning. Many people have their testimonials, which I would please go watch people's testimonials, because there are some amazing, powerful stories. And if you, I love to hear people's stories, which is why I love vlogs in general. Because I'm just amazed at just the path that people have taken. My favorite kind of books are autobiographies, because you learn that people make mistakes and people fall and people get up and so much. But I think that as of right now, I can't say I have a testimony that one day I just woke up and I wanted Jesus, right? Or I was on fire for Jesus. However, in looking back in my life, I can see the times that God and people's prayer have really cradled me through life, because there was some wild times there. Even for me, I think people kind of look at me and peg me as somebody that's like, oh, you've always been following the rules and doing everything right. And for the most part, I have. But like within those have been some crazy times that like I said, I think that God has been with me the whole time. Like looking back, there are clear signs of it. But why did I say that? I don't remember. But if it comes back to me, I'll finish that thought. But first and foremost is immerse yourself. If you really want to go down this Christianity road, like, go to church, right? Find yourself a church. Try different churches out. I have not done that, but again, if you feel like you go to one church and it's not your vibe, go to a different one. Try different things, but don't give up on the whole religion because you go to one place that's not vibing with what you're vibing with. Okay. Same with like a therapist, by the way, but we're not talking about that right now. But yes, find a church, immerse yourself, go on YouTube, find devotionals, right? Like find a good Christian creator that aligns with what you're going through or what you're looking for, and keep watching that because you'll start thinking in a different way. Your mindset will start to change in a good way. I know that for me, I wake up grateful. Like I've always done the grateful in the morning. Like I've always done that. I always say when I wake up, I'm grateful for my family. I'm grateful for my warm bed. I'm grateful for my job. I'm grateful for my son. I'm grateful. Listen, I can go on for days, but when I used to say it, it was kind of to the abyss, right? To the universe. Now I say, Lord, I'm grateful that you have provided me with so much. Like, I'm so grateful that you you're taking care of us, right? Like, I'm just grateful. If you wake up thinking about God and the Lord in the way that I have been kind of moving into, you want to be in His Word, which brings me to Bible study. You want to be reading because none of the things that we've learned in general, like being nice, is new. Like all of this is in the Bible, and it's repeated in the Bible in so many different ways, in so many different stories, in so many different gospels. You'll realize that it's the same story in a different perspective, in a different mindset, and you see different things in the story. I have the Bible app, and I know I'm all over the place, y'all, but it's because I have so many ideas and so many thoughts, and I'm just trying to like throw it out there. And I also don't want to procrastinate and not make this video because I have so many ideas. So, Bible study, I think, is where I was. Bible study. I have the Bible app. If you have the Bible app, let me see exactly what it's called. Please add me to your friends, because maybe we can share some information, share some notes, which I believe you can do on this app. It's called Holy Bible. Let me see if I can. It's called Holy Bible, and every day it'll tell you a verse of the day. So, for example, today's verse of the day is Luke 18:1. Then Jesus told his disciples a parable to show them that they should always pray and not give up. Pray. Just pray. Like, why anxiety is not ours. That's somebody else's. Like, we need to give things to the Lord. Like, don't overthink things. We're not gonna I can't get into that right now, but there will be another episode on that. But so, Bible study. So the way that my Bible study has started, the Bible app gives you like a year plan. If you wanted to do that, there's a lot of different plans. And it started with me with the book of Matthew. And I love that I have started there because it's the story that you know already. It's like Jesus' story, when he was born, and all of his stories that he with his disciples, and the passion, like all of that is in Matthew. Like it starts in Matthew, because in the other gospels they kind of also talk about the similar things, but I really love that I started there. So for the month of January, I've basically been sitting in Matthew. I finished it already, but I kind of went back and started to look at some verses a little bit more than others, because there's so much information in the Bible that you got to take it at your own pace, and you got to kind of buy only what you can chew, because you don't want to miss something because there's so much information. So one of the things in Matthew that I really loved is the part, hold on, let me just see. I think it's chapter, where is it? Did I write it down? I have it open, I think. Chapter 5. Let's see, Matthew chapter 5. Well, Matthew has a Sermon on the Mount, which is just when God is speaking to the people. Not going to get into it right now, but Matthew chapter 5 verse 13. You are the salt and the earth, but if the salt loses its saltiness, how can it be made salty again? It is no longer good for anything except to be thrown out and trampled underfoot. You are the light of the world. A town built on a hill cannot be hidden. Neither do people light a lamp to put under a bowl. Instead, they put it on its stand, and it gives light to everyone in the house. In the same way, let your light shine before others, and they may see your good deeds and glorify your Father in heaven. Listen, I'm a light. I know you're a light too. So please stop dimming your light for other people. Stop trying to be somebody you're not. Like stop hiding yourself. Like you're amazing. Be amazing. Don't be unapologetic about your amazingness. That's what I get. I don't know what you get, but that's what I get. Like if we're all children of God, there's no reason why we out here like diminishing ourselves, or having those negative thoughts continue to rule your life. You know what I mean? Like I have negative thoughts all the time, but in going to church and reading the word and doing things, like I have found that I am better with my thoughts. I have found that I have a little bit more control, or maybe I have given up that control to God, and I just things just don't bother me in the same way that they used to, including my own negative thoughts. Like, yes, I have negative thoughts about this podcast, and I may sometimes say, like, who gives me the authority to talk on this? But now I say God gives me the authority to talk on this. If I'm saying something that's wrong or that I haven't learned enough yet, the only way I know is by putting myself out there. Like, that's it. Because I can't just be sitting in my brain about these things. That's not my personality type. And I don't think that's what I was put here to do. I was not put here to learn something and just keep it to myself. I was put here to learn something and to show it and to teach it in whatever way that looks. And now it's podcast season, so I guess that's how we're going to do it. So yeah. Number 1, find a church or a community. Number 2, get into the word. Bible. Now, finding a Bible, and we need to have a whole episode on that, but finding a Bible is not as easy as just going to the store and buying one. I've tried. That's why I know. There's a lot of different types of Bibles. There's a lot of different types of versions of Bibles, and I don't know all of the versions just yet, so bear with me as I learn that. However, in the Bible app, all of the versions are in there, and you can compare different versions of the same verse, which I love, because you may read something in like a King James version, which is all the thous and these and theys, and not understand it, right? And I'm a pretty decently smart person, and sometimes when there's too many words, I can't decipher. But you can compare it to another version of that same passage, which makes it easier, which makes it in English that is understandable, right? So that's another reason why that Bible app is a truth, actually. Number 3, immerse yourself. Immerse yourself in the music that you're listening to, in the TV that you're watching, in the YouTube that you're watching. Put yourself in situations where you can hear the word, right? Because you can easily get diverted because you're so used to doing things in a certain way. And I love music. I love music, all types of music except country. I don't really like country. But I listen to a lot of kind of hardcore music, and now I feel a little shameful listening to certain songs. So I try not to do that. But hey, this is a journey. We're not gonna be perfect one day to the next. But just to keep this short, last but not least, be open. Just continue to be open to the idea of growing your knowledge in Christianity and speaking to other people and asking questions, because like I said, even for me, I still am a little bit hesitant about talking about this so openly. However, I also feel like I don't have anything to lose. I only have something to gain. So I hope this was helpful. I know I was all over the place, but again, in order for me to continue to talk like this or get on the podcast, I just have to do it, and get better with taking notes and being in a certain order and all that kind of stuff. But I appreciate you for listening and staying throughout this whole video. I always forget to say like and subscribe because I always hate it when people said that. But like and subscribe, y'all. Like, tell your friends, right? Let's get on this journey, because there's nothing to lose. We can only gain from this, right? And why not gain together? So, until next time, leave me a comment down below if you have any questions or anything that you think that I should speak on next in this topic. And that's it for now.